What's the importance of CONCON?
You know, to me, the importance is democracy, democratic process, and being able to choose your delegates to come here and be the voice for your membership. And we do that throughout the whole United States, and it really gives us a really good base to put together who we are going into the future. If you look at the Constitution is really the Bible that we live by. There's the language in it is well thought out, structured to make sure that we are viable into the future, that we're healthy, and we're going to be a UAW, a force to be reckoned with all the way, for years from now. And that's what's important to our membership, is to make sure we've got everything that we can possibly have included to conduct business correctly, to be a fair voice for each and every individual out there as a part of that organization, so that everyone has their rights protected, not only in the majority, but especially in the minority, and move forward and make sure that we're running like that cog in the wheel, and making sure that everything is smooth, even though we may have some hiccups, but we always go to that Constitution. Constitution spells it out. Here's how you conduct business in these different areas. This is what happens. Here's the processes that you go forward with, and that makes it fair for every single individual member in the UAW.
What is the biggest threat to unions today, and what can we do about it?
The biggest threat is what's always been the biggest threat, and that's the political atmosphere out there. One of the things that we really need to look at is education within our workforce. It used to be that family members of UAW members came in and they were the next generation moving forward. But the UAW encompasses so much more today, not just auto workers. We have nurses, we have home cleaners that go out, caretakers, and they don't really have the education behind them to really know where did the UAW start, what was the fight that was given up when we did the sit-down strike. And all those things really culminate into having a history behind us that we can be proud of. If we don't have that, the history, if we don't have that knowledge coming in, we really have nothing to fall back on to be proud of. So the educational piece is imperative that we put that forward, to let folks coming in now that are becoming members of this great organization, why it's such a great organization, so they can have some allegiance to that, so they can be proud of that fact. Without that, it's just another organization like anything else, and you really don't get the aspect of it, and you really don't have that feeling of ownership that's so important today. And when you don't have that feeling of ownership, and we don't really see the importance of voting in the correct way to protect that, we don't see the importance of going out and participating in rallies to protect that, we don't really see where the importance is of our voice. So those are two of the main things that really are going to be threatening for us in the future in this organization.
What do you see as the biggest internal issues coming into the next contract and after the contract is ratified for the next few years?
Same thing I've always seen. We went to the second tier and we had folks coming in that weren't making the same money. Then they took we went through this restructuring, so folks lost their benefits as far as retirements and those types of things. It really put us in a divided atmosphere. And those are things that we've made some inroads, bringing those folks up to speed and bringing them up where they should be as far as their wages, but it's not enough. And I'm just talking the auto industry. If we really look at everything as a whole out there, when I previously talking about nurses, talking about cleaning industry workers or home caretakers, those are things where we've really got to look at where are the benefits, what is the pay, because today's day and age, it's so expensive to be able to live out there with such a high rate cost of living, and a lot of unorganized folks are making the same wages. So where's the benefits out there for us as a UAW? And those are the things that we've got to be cognizant of and fight for. We've lost a lot. We really have, and I wouldn't really blame that on anything, any one particular person or our organization. We did what we had to do, but now we got to do what we have to do to gain those things back, to move forward, to make sure that there are protections, because every day it's a struggle, and every day it seems like it gets worse than what it used to be. We see so many things that fall to the wayside that we're not sure if we're going to get back. And we've got to make sure we pull together. And the only way to do that is pull everyone together, be on the same page, really preach solidarity, really live solidarity, breathe it. Make sure that we're together in this and fighting for what's right and fighting for our rights and our fair wages, our benefits, the things that we need to send our kids to college, the things that we need to be able to live just a good living wage, to be able to live comfortably in life. You know, we're not asking to be millionaires. We're not asking to go out there and have all these things that no one else has, you know, because we're asking just to live comfortably. You know, it's the UAW, the members of the UAW that really give back to those communities. They're the ones that help support the initiatives in the communities, help support all the charities in the community, you know, to help those who are less fortunate than us to be able to get back up on their feet and do things. So we're not asking for the world, we're just asking what's fair.
Where do you see the UAW in 5 years?
You know, in 5 years, there's going to be a lot of change. You know, if you look back 5 years from now, we've seen a lot of different change. You've got a lot of younger folks that are coming up and getting involved. You're going to see a new generation. And 5 years from now, I couldn't really tell you in a crystal ball because I wish I had one for a lot of reasons. But I think we'll see a lot of change. I really believe the way the economy is, that we're going to see where we can fit in, where we can fight back, where we can make some inroads. We're going to get a clearer picture of the path that we've got to take to come back out on top. And you're going to see those members who are willing to stand up, willing to fight, willing to raise that flag and move forward and carry the torch. You're going to see that moving forward within the next 5 years. We'll really find out who our soldiers are, and we're going to come back, and we're going to come back successfully.
Is there anything message-wise that you'd like to put out?
There's a lot of things when I got involved I didn't understand, and I had my own ideas of what those might have been. And when I got involved, I really found out what was true and what wasn't true, what is and what isn't, right? There's a lot of misconceptions out there, and misconceptions really hurt us. We've really got to stand unified. And to do that, we've got to put our trust in those leaders that have come before us, to put the hard work in, to put the time in to learn what they're doing out there and make sure that they're doing it right? We hold people accountable, and we need to do that. But we've got a lot of leaders out there that are good leaders. They're not in it to ruin us or to make things bad for us. If you look out there, all the people who have questions, they're not out there asking these questions because they want to do something nefarious. They really want to help their brothers and sisters in the UAW. So what we've got to do is, when we don't understand things, we got to put a little bit of trust in somebody else that's been there, and we've got to follow them, and they got to watch them, and we got to ask them questions. Why are you doing it this way? Why have we done it this way? What's the history on that? You know, where are we going moving forward? But we've got to trust them to lead us, and we've got to come together as a unified front in solidarity. Because if we don't do that, we're a divided front. I always talked about, you know, the team that works together, holding hands, hand in hand. You can't break through a team of people when they're locked arm in arm or hand in hand. You know, and what we're doing is we're dividing ourselves and we're leaving ourselves open. And those that are coming after us are getting right through the fence. We've got to come together. We've got to stand to one another. And one thing that we've got to do is we've got to start trusting. We've got to start trusting each other, that they know what they're doing, that they're leading us in the right way. Hold them accountable. Ask the questions. Make sure they are leading us in the right direction. We'll put some faith and put some trust in this organization. That's what we need to do to move forward. That's always what's worked in any organization out there, and that's what I hope to see.